is day 7 of your STAAR review, and in this video we're going to be covering formulating equations and inequalities. So looking at your folder, you should have already glued this in at page 7 at the very top corner. So this is where your foldable should be glued. So we're going to start off by opening this flap, and we're going to start off by looking at number 1. So I'm going to go back to our Google slide. And number 1 says, Mr. Wong has already driven 150 miles, and he will drive 65 miles each hour until he reaches his destination. Which equation represents the relationship between h, the number of hours Mr. Wong has driven, and the total number of miles he has driven? So it says that he has already driven 150 miles. So that's what he starts off with, 150. And this word "and" means you're adding. He will drive 65 miles each hour. That word "each" indicates that that 65 is going to get an X. In this case, H stands for the number of hours, so this is going to be plus 65H. And this equals the total number of miles he has driven, which is M. So looking at our answer choices, I should be adding, so I can eliminate F and I can eliminate J because they are subtracting. Now, in my equation that I have created, I have the 65 miles gets the H, so that means that G is my answer. Now, going back to your foldable, this is everything you should have written down. So you should have your formula, you should have this underlined. So that was number 1. Now we're going to go ahead and look at number 2. So looking at number 2, it says Asim wants to order school spirit t-shirts for the fundraising club to sell at future events. Company R charges a $75 screen setup fee plus $12.50 per t-shirt. Company S charges a $30 screen setup fee plus $13.75 per t-shirt. Which equation can determine the number of t-shirts X that needs to be ordered for the total cost at company R to equal the total cost at company S? So here on one side, I'm going to have company R. On the other side, I'm going to have company S. So for company R, they charge a $75 setup fee plus $12.50 per t-shirt. So I'm trying to find the total cost. So they charge you $75 for the setup fee, and then for every t-shirt you print, it's $12.50. So again, that word per indicates that the $12.50 is going to get the X. So 75 plus $12.50 X. And then company S, they charge $30 for their screen setup fee. So you're going to pay them $30 plus you're going to pay them $13.75 for every t-shirt. So 30 plus 13.75x. Again, that 13.75 is going to get the X because of this word per. So now it says which equation can determine the number of t-shirts X that needs to be ordered for the total cost for company R to equal the total cost at company S. So my inequality symbol will be the equal sign. So whenever I am writing this, the statement will be 1250X plus 75 equals 1375X plus 30. So looking at my answer choices, I have F has 1375X paired with 75. That is incorrect. I have 1375X is paired with 30, so I can eliminate F. Then on G, I have an X with 75. That is incorrect. They're saying that they're going to charge $75 for every setup fee. You only have a setup fee one time, so that's incorrect. Then I have H, so I have 1250X, that's good. Then I'm adding 75, that's good. And this equals 1375X plus 30. So this one is good. Now looking at J, they are adding together this setup fee and the cost of the t-shirt, and they're saying that they're going to charge this for every single t-shirt, which is incorrect. So J is incorrect because they have this inside of the parentheses, and that means that H here is our answer. So now looking at our foldable, this is everything you should have written down for number 2. So again, there's both 1 and 2. If you need a second to catch up, go ahead and pause. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and flip up our foldable, and we're going to look at number 3. So looking at number 3, it says which situation can be represented by the equation 22h plus 50 equals 27h plus 20. So A says Tamara and Alberto are volunteers shelving books at the library. Tamara started with 22 books on her shelf and added 50 more per hour to it. Albert started with 27 books on his shelf and added 20 books per hour to it. And how many hours each were the number of books on the shelves equal? So if I were to write this, starting with Tamara, it says that she starts off with 22 books. And she shelves 50 books per hour. She added 50 books per hour. So this word per indicates that 50 will get the X. In this case, it's going to be H. And this is equal to Alberto, who starts with 27 books and adds 20 books per hour. So 20X or 20H here. So looking at our equation here, this does not match. For B, it says a restaurant has 2 wood-fired ovens. Oven A has 50 pounds of wood in its storage bin and uses 22 pounds per hour. Oven B has 20 pounds of wood in its storage bin and uses 27 pounds per hour. And how many hours H will the amount of wood remaining be equal? So for oven A, they have 50 pounds of wood and they use 22 pounds per hour. Since I'm starting off with 50 and I'm using it, that means I'm subtracting 22, H. And this is equal to oven B, who starts off with 20 pounds of wood, and they use 27 pounds per hour. So that's telling me that we are subtracting 27 every hour. So in our statement up here, in our situation, yes, we have the H correctly, but here we're subtracting and we're supposed to be adding. So B is incorrect. Then we have letter C. It says Chen monitored the amount of money contained in 2 cash registers at his store. The first register started with $22 in it and $50 per hour was added to it. The second register started with $27 and $20 per hour was added to it. And how many hours H were the amount in the 2 cash registers equal? So in the first cash register, they had $22 and indicates we're adding. They added $50 per hour, so 50X. And this is equal to the second register, which started with $27 and added $20 per hour. So looking at our equation over here, this still does not match. So hopefully D is our answer, but again, we still do have to check this. So it says Luis needs a painter to refinish his front door. Painter A charges a $50 appointment fee plus $22 per hour of work performed. Painter B charges a $20 appointment fee plus $27 per hour of work. And how many hours H would the painter's cost be equal? So looking at Painter A, they charge you $50 for going to for the appointment. Then they add $22 for every hour they're working. So this will be plus 22H, and this is equal to Painter B, who charges a $20 appointment fee plus $27 per hour. So for every hour of work they get, they earn $27, so this is going to be 27H. So looking back up here, this matches the equation that we have, so D is our answer. So now looking at your foldable, you should have all this underlined and all of your equations written out, and then again, of course, just D circled. So this is everything you should have for number 3. We're going to go ahead and fold this up, and we're going to look at number 4. So number 4 says Cassius is purchasing flower baskets to be placed on each table at a volunteer appreciation lunch. Store A charges $20 per flower basket plus a $15.95 delivery fee. Store B charges $17 per flower basket plus a $34.95 delivery fee. Which inequality can determine X, the minimum number of flower baskets that need to be ordered for the total cost at store B to be less than the total cost from store A? So looking here first, we're going to go ahead and write our statements for store A. So store A charges $20 per flower basket plus a $15.95 delivery fee. So they charge $20 for every basket, and that word per indicates that that 20 is going to get the X. So they charge 20X plus $15.95 to deliver it. Then store B charges $17 per flower basket plus a $34.95 delivery fee. So this is $17 per basket, so 17X, plus the $34.95 setup fee. So if I want to find out store B, I want to see when store B is less than store A. So store B is less than store A. Store B was 17X plus $34.95. And this is less than store A, which is 20X plus $15.95. So if you notice here, I have store A on the left and store B on the right. So I want to flip store A to the other side. So that means I'm also going to have to flip my inequality. So I want to know when store A cost more than store B. So I should have 20X plus $15.95. And I want to know when this is greater than store B, which is 17X plus $34.95. So looking here, I should have the greater than symbol, which means I can eliminate B and D. Now it just comes to if my X is placed with the correct number. So for A, I have $15.95 plus 20X. Here, this is just flipped, so this is good. And then I should have on the other side $34.95 plus 17X. That's good, it's just flipped. So here, A is going to be my answer. So again, looking at your folder, this is everything you should have written down for number 4. So now, looking at number 5, the last one. We're going to go back over here, and it says, which situation can be represented by the inequality 28n plus 15 is greater than 18n plus 50? So, So 28n plus 15 is greater than 18n plus 50. So we're going to have to read each of our statements here and see which one of them matches this statement. So here, Tania and Amelia are picking apples. Basket A has 28 apples in it, and Tanya is adding 15 to it per hour. Basket B has 18 apples, and Amelia is adding 50 to it per hour. In what number of baskets will the number of apples in basket A be greater than the number of apples in basket B? So for basket A, there are 28 apples in it, and Tanya is adding 15 to it per hour, so that's plus 15n. And it says it wants to know when basket A is greater than basket B, so we're going to have the greater than symbol. And basket B has 18 apples, and Amelia is adding 50 to it per hour, so plus 50n. So looking up here, it does not match our inequality statement, so F is not our answer. Then we have G. It says Mrs. Han has containers of 2 types of coffee beans at her store. The first container has 15 pounds of beans in it, and she uses 28 pounds per day. So she has 15 in it, and she uses, so that word uses means that you're subtracting 28n. The second container has 50 pounds of beans in it, and she uses 18 pounds per day. So they want to know when the amount of beans in the second container will be less than the first container. So if I have, so I've already written this on this side. So I have I want to know when my second container is less than my first container. So I would flip my inequality, flip sides. So here I have my first container should be greater than my second container. So again, here's where I got that. Second is less than your first. So here we're going to have 15 minus 28n is greater than container 2, which has 50 pounds of beans in it, and they use 18 pounds per day. So minus 18n. So looking up here at your statement, this does not match, so G also cannot be your answer. Then we have H. A resort has activities for purchase. Activity A has a $28 reservation fee plus $15 per person on the reservation. Activity B has an $18 reservation fee plus $50 per person on the reservation. What number of people N will it make activity A cost more than activity B? So here I have activity A greater than activity B. So for activity A, they charge a $28 reservation fee plus $15 per person, so plus 15N. And this is greater than company B, which has an $18 reservation fee plus $50 per person, so plus 50N. Now looking back over here at our statement, it does not match, so H cannot be your answer. Then we have J. Maya stores 2 vegetables from her garden by canning them. For vegetable A, she has 15 cans now and will add 28 more cans per day. For vegetable B, she has 50 cans now and will add 18 more cans per day. And what number of days H will the number of cans of vegetable A be greater than cans of B? So for vegetable can A, she has 15 cans now, and she's going to add 28 cans per day. And this is greater than vegetable B, who has 50 cans now, and will add 18 cans per day. So looking at my inequality statement here, this one does match our statement here, so therefore J is my answer. Now going and looking at our foldable, this is everything you should have written down for number 5. Let's let this focus. Okay, it's everything you should have written down for number 5. Okay, so if you have everything written, again, your answer was J. That was your foldable on formulating equations and inequalities. And again, this does go on page 7 at the very top. It should already be glued. Other than that, if you have no further questions, make sure you watch the video on inequality symbols as well as modeling and solving equations and word problem equations. Once you have finished that, you can go ahead and complete your assignment. And again, if you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to us.